welcome to my channel. Subscribe, listen, and enjoy my stories every day. I never leave work early. As a senior accountant at a bustling firm downtown, my evenings typically stretch long into the night. But today, on a whim spurred by the serene weather and a sudden, inexplicable yearning for my wife's company, I decide to surprise her. A simple plan forms in my mind. I'll pick up her favorite flowers, we'll order in, maybe watch that new show she's been going on about. A perfect, quiet evening. The drive home is quicker than usual, the streets mercifully clear. The sun casts golden hues across the city, painting everything with the promise of a peaceful end to the day. I turn into our driveway, noting with a smile that Jenna's car is already there. She's home early too. I unlock the front door, the scent of fresh jasmine from the bouquet mingling with another, more robust aroma, pizza. My heart lifts. She remembered. Just last week, I mentioned missing the pepperoni pizza from our favorite spot downtown. As I hang my coat, I call out, "Jenna, you're an angel. How did you know I was craving?" No response. The house is unusually silent, the kind of silence that feels like a held breath. Puzzled, I wander towards the kitchen, then stop. The pizza box on the counter is from Giovanni's, not our usual place. Curiosity pricks at me. Why Giovanni's? Moving towards the stairs, I call out again, "Jenna." The silence gnaws at me, a foreboding tightness growing in my chest. As I ascend, a faint, unfamiliar sound reaches my ears. Laughter. Not Jenna's. The laughter grows louder as I approach our bedroom. It's carefree, playful. My hand trembles slightly as I push open the door, the scene before me unfolding in surreal, horrifying clarity. Jenna is there, yes, but she is not alone. With her, tangled in our sheets, is a young man in a Giovanni's Pizza uniform, his delivery bag discarded carelessly on the floor. They are so caught up in their laughter, they don't notice me at the door. The world tilts. I feel cold, then hot, a tumult of betrayal and disbelief crashing over me. My voice, when it finally breaks the silence, sounds foreign to my ears. "Jenna." They scramble, guilt written clear as day on their faces, the pizza guy clutching the sheet to his waist. Jenna's eyes meet mine, wide with shock and something else, fear, perhaps, or regret. "Mark, I can explain," she stammers, her voice trembling. "Explain." The word is a laugh, bitter and sharp. I don't know who I am in this moment, this stranger who speaks with my voice. "What is there to explain, Jenna?" "That you." "Mark, please, let me," she reaches out, her hand stopping midair as I step back. "No." The denial is flat, resolute. I turn to the pizza guy. "Get out." My voice is calm, too calm. He doesn't hesitate, stumbling out of the room, grabbing his clothes and bag in a clumsy rush. Left alone with Jenna, the silence returns, oppressive and thick. She's crying now, the tears doing nothing to quell the anger burning inside me. I think of the flowers, wilting in my hand, of the pizza growing cold downstairs, of the countless evenings I worked late, trusting, loving. "You need to leave," I say quietly, the finality in my voice brooking no argument. "Mark, please." "Tonight, Jenna." I cut her off, my decision made. The love I had felt so keenly just an hour ago is smothered by betrayal, and in its place, a resolve as cold and hard as the diamond I once slid onto her finger. I leave the room, the sound of her sobbing chasing me down the stairs. The evening, once so full of promise, now looms ahead, empty and endless. As I sit alone at the kitchen table, staring at the unopened pizza box, a plan begins to form. Revenge, cold and calculated. Jenna has made her choice, and now, I will make mine. As the sun sets, casting long shadows through the kitchen window, the stillness of the house weighs on me. I sit motionless, staring at the untouched pizza box that symbolizes the shattering of my life as I knew it. My phone vibrates relentlessly on the table, likely Jenna trying to reach me. I can't face her, not yet. Instead, I need allies, people who can help me navigate the churning waters of betrayal and revenge. I dial my brother, Luke, who picks up on the second ring. His voice is light, unsuspecting. "Hey, Mark. To what do I owe the pleasure?" "Luke, I need to see you," I start, my voice strained. "It's important." There's a pause, and then, "Sure, everything okay?" "No. It's Jenna. She cheated on me." The shock is palpable even through the phone. "What? Jenna? Are you sure?" "I saw it, Luke. With my own eyes." The words taste bitter. "Christ, Mark. I'm so sorry. Where are you?" "At home. Alone. She's gone for now. I'm coming over." 20 minutes later, Luke's at my door, his face etched with concern. As soon as he steps inside, he envelopes me in a tight hug, a silent show of support. We sit at the kitchen table, the pizza box still a silent witness between us. "Tell me everything," Luke says, his voice steady. As I recount the details, Luke's expression hardens. When I finish, he leans back, rubbing his forehead. "This is messed up, Mark. What are you planning to do now?" "I don't know yet," I admit. "But I can't just let this go. I need to do something." Luke nods, his mind working. "Okay. Let's think this through. You want revenge?" "Not petty revenge," I clarify. "I want her to realize what she's lost. I want her to feel a fraction of the pain I'm feeling right now." "We'll need evidence," Luke points out. "Proof of her infidelity might help you in the divorce proceedings too." "You think I should hire a PI?" "It might be a good idea. Gather as much evidence as you can. Protect yourself legally and financially." I nod, feeling a plan slowly forming amidst the chaos of my emotions. "Thanks, Luke. I knew I could count on you. Always, man. Let's call some people, get some recommendations for a good PI." Luke pulls out his phone, scrolling through his contacts. As we start making calls, another idea strikes me. "Luke, do you remember Tom from college? The guy who went into law?" "Yeah, the shark," Luke chuckles. "He could be useful." "Exactly. I'm calling him next." Hours pass as we sit in the dim light of my kitchen, plotting, planning. With each call, a piece of the strategy falls into place. By the time Luke leaves, it's late, the moon high in the sky, but I feel a semblance of control returning to me. The path forward isn't pleasant, but it's necessary. As I lock the door behind Luke, I realize this is just the beginning. Tomorrow, I will meet with Tom, and we'll discuss the legalities of my situation. But tonight, I finally allow myself to grieve, not just for my marriage, but for the future I thought I had. The morning light barely filters through the clouds, matching the gloom that sits heavily in my heart. I've barely slept, the plan Luke and I discuss turning over in my mind like a looping film reel. Today, I meet Tom, the sharp, savvy lawyer who I hadn't needed to think about since college. Until now. I dress mechanically, choosing my clothes with more care than usual. If I'm to be a client discussing a betrayal, I might as well look composed. I drive to Tom's office, a sleek glass building downtown that screams success. I'm ushered into his office promptly, a space that's stark yet expensive, and Tom greets me with a firm handshake. His face is serious as he gestures towards the seat across from his desk. "Mark, Luke filled me in a bit," he starts without preamble, "but I need to hear everything from you." As I recount yesterday's events, Tom listens intently, his eyes never leaving my face. When I finish, he leans back, tapping a pen against his chin thoughtfully. This is tough, Mark. But you're in a decent position to file for divorce on grounds of infidelity. I can help you with that. However, what's your endgame here? Just the divorce, or something more? I hesitate, the bitterness from last night resurfacing. I want her to understand the depth of what she's done, Tom. Not just legally. Tom nods, understanding. Revenge, though a common desire in these cases, needs to be handled delicately, Mark. We don't want to escalate things to where it backfires legally or emotionally. I know, I agree. But I can't just walk away quietly either. Understood, Tom says. First, we secure your assets and start the divorce proceedings. I also recommend a private investigator if you really want to ensure we have everything covered. Luke suggested the same. Any recommendations? Tom hands me a card. This is one of the best. Discreet and thorough. By the time I leave Tom's office, the plan feels solid, my resolve firmer. I make a call to the private investigator, setting up a meeting for tomorrow. The day becomes a blur of activity, calls, emails, decisions. It's late afternoon when I finally pause, realizing I've not eaten since morning. As I sit in a small cafe, picking at a sandwich, my phone vibrates. It's Jenna. I hesitate but answer, the confrontation inevitable. Mark, we need to talk, she begins, her voice cracking. We will, I respond, my tone even. Through lawyers. Mark, please, I made a mistake. Can we just talk? A mistake. I echo, the pain sharp as ever. No, Jenna. I'll see you at the mediation. Tom will fill you in on the details. The call ends with her sobbing, and despite everything, a part of me wants to comfort her. But the larger part, the wounded part, holds firm. Back home, I prepare for the next day, laying out documents and the evidence Luke and I gathered. It's late when I finally try to sleep, the house too empty, the silence too loud. Tomorrow, I meet the investigator. Tomorrow, I continue to reclaim my life, piece by jagged piece. The days following my meeting with the private investigator, Alex, are a whirlwind of clandestine observations and revelations. Each new piece of evidence Alex brings only solidifies my resolve, yet nothing prepares me for the final piece of the puzzle he's about to lay before me. It's a cool, overcast day when Alex calls me into his office. His expression is unusually grave as he hands me a manila envelope. I think you should see this, Mark. It's about Jenna. I steel myself, expecting more of the same, photos, texts perhaps. But what I find inside sends a shock through me. It's a series of photographs, not of Jenna and the pizza guy, but of Jenna meeting various people, men and women, in cafes, parks. There's nothing overtly incriminating about them until I see the last few pictures. Jenna handing over envelopes, receiving them from individuals who, upon closer inspection, appear rather unsavory. What is this? My voice is barely a whisper. Alex leans back, his hands clasped tightly. I did a deeper background check based on these. Jenna's involved in something bigger than an affair, Mark. These people. They're known to law enforcement. Jenna's been laundering money through multiple businesses, including that Giovanni's pizza place. The room spins. Laundering money? Are you sure? Absolutely, Alex confirms. And there's more. The pizza guy. He's the nephew of a known crime boss. Seems Jenna was using the affair to cover her tracks, make it seem all innocent in case anyone got suspicious. I sit, floored by the betrayal that went deeper than personal, it was criminal. The realization that I had been living with a stranger, and the danger that could have put me in, chills me to the bone. Armed with this new information, I confront Jenna during our mediation session. Her lawyer, a slick, confident type, starts off with a list of demands for the divorce. But he falters when I lay down the photographs, the bank records, all of it. Jenna's face goes white. She looks from me to her lawyer, panic rising. "Mark, I can explain." "Explain?" I interrupt, anger flaring. "You endangered both of us. You lied, cheated, broke the law." Her lawyer, now sweating, whispers urgently in her ear, but Jenna shakes him off. Turning to me, tears streaming down her face, she tries again. "Mark, I didn't want you involved. I thought I could handle it." "Handle it?" I echo, disbelief and anger intermingling. "By having an affair? By laundering money?" Jenna's eyes dart around the room, desperate. "It started small. I thought I could make some extra money. It wasn't supposed to affect us. But it did," I state flatly. "And now, Jenna, you're on your own." Turning to her lawyer, I add, "Expect full cooperation with the authorities from my side. Any financial links to Jenna's activities are purely without my knowledge or consent." The lawyer nods, his demeanor now professional concern. "We will sort this out with the authorities." Jenna reaches out, but I step back. "Don't. It's over, Jenna. Completely." Leaving the mediation room, I feel a weight lift, even as another settles. The betrayal was deeper than emotional, it was a betrayal of our entire life. But as I walk away, the air feels clearer. I'm free from the web of lies and deceit, ready to rebuild from the ashes of what was once my marriage. In a twist of fate, my decision to surprise Jenna that day had indeed changed my life, just not in any way I had imagined. As I drive away, I realize the road ahead is uncertain but open. And for the first time in a long time, I feel ready to face whatever comes.